Uh, Monster game.
Yes.
This is a great. I cannot wait for this game. I love every because I actually love the Lions offense. I love watching them play. The Lions
Yeah.
offense is it can, when it's run correctly, right? When they're running the ball, everything's off of play action. This guy's wide open. How do you see it basically like just from 50,000 foot angle?
Well, I mean, you watched them last week against Washington. It was like Grant going through Richmond. I mean, they just went up and down the field. And, they isolated Jameson Williams against Trey Amos, and they got that. And, they had the big plays from Gibbs. Amon-Ra St. Brown was open all day long. I mean, if you protect Jared Goff, he will carve you up. I mean, he's been doing that since he was at Cal. There's a reason why he was the first pick of the draft. He's a great player, and he makes good quick decisions with the ball. And he doesn't have to run. He doesn't have to move. He will, but he will stand there and take a hit. I mean, he's an elite player. And so, I mean, he's having probably the best season of his career right now. And this is without Ben Johnson. But they have stayed healthy by and large. They lost their left tackle for a game or two, Taylor Decker. But by and large, they've replaced everybody that left, whether it's coaches or players. Kevin Zeitler, Frank Ragnow, they've replaced them all. And everything is going, it's just the same, to be honest with you. I mean, it's an elite offense. And we'll find out. I mean, it's just one of those games you got to play, find out where you're at, So I think, Sunday night, look, I don't know how healthy Lane is, but, this Aiden Hutchinson is as good as there is out there, just from his effort, the way that they move him around. He probably needs a guy opposite him to really be good, but he gets all the attention, and rightfully so, but he's a great player.
What did the Vikings do to shut down Gibbs a couple of weeks ago?
They
Because
played their best game they
still,
played. They honestly played the best game they played all year. Javon Hargrave was a bear. Like, honestly, you could pick a player. Andrew Van Ginkel got back. He was out for like 4 or 5 weeks. They played their best game. They just didn't give them. They just never gave him an alley to go hit it, for big plays. And at that time, I mean, really, Jameson Williams until last week had been pretty invisible. He had his best game he's had all year, but they really didn't go to him very much. And they got pressure on Goff on a regular basis in that game.
Is that why Campbell took over the play calling? Because he takes over the play calling, and all of a sudden, Jameson Williams comes alive.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes that can unlock something. I do think there was a part of it. Like the one, like he just has elite speed. I mean, there's only a handful of guys in this league that can run like that. They can cover that much ground that fast. I feel like there was a part of it that was him because they featured him. They ran him on a shallow cross, with crossers where he popped free. They ran him on a 20-yard comeback, which they hadn't run at all year. They got him on 3rd and 8, and they put 4 guys on the other side of the field, and it was like a Steph Curry clear out, Like, I feel like a lot of that might have been Dan going, look, this guy can't be forgotten about. He's just too good of a football player. Like his speed, like if you blink, he could be gone. That type of speed.
How's the matchup? Like we saw Vic Monday night go back to what Vic likes to do. He didn't have to blitz, right? He got real good pressure from Phillips in the front. Jalen Carter popped, right? How does that defense and Vic's scheme match up against the Lions?
What's good? I mean, this is as good as they're going to be all year. Jalen Phillips comes off a great game. Nolan's back, so now Jalen Hunt can come off the bench. Jahad Campbell can come off the bench in a variety of packages. I'm sure he's going to have something for them that they haven't seen. But, N'Kobe's back at middle linebacker. Like was with Zach. I feel like they've got their rotation to keep it fresh, and they come at them in waves. If Gibbs is a threat on 1st down, I mean, they'll go to their 6-man front, and Zach Bond will be, N'Kobe will probably be the middle linebacker, and they'll put six, they'll put him in every gap, And so, I mean, that's always been sort of his answer to somebody that can run the ball pretty effectively, that they like to do. And so I'm sure he'll play their safeties back just in case they go play action, which they do a lot. Goff is under center quite a bit. They'll play their safeties 12 to 13, 14 yards deep and try to keep everything in front of them.
So flip side, this was the week of AJ. Everybody saw it. You saw that dismal offensive performance Monday night, and I mean it wasn't pretty. AJ talked about it. I thought he bared his soul, type of thing. What do you think?
Well, it's interesting because I guess some of this stuff can be misconstrued. The way I read it is, if they don't get me involved, we're not going to win another ring.
Yes.
Okay, we beat Green Bay. All right.
Yeah.
Who are we going to? We going to beat the Rams? He didn't say any teams. Are we going to beat Detroit? We're going to beat the Rams. We're going to beat Seattle if we score 10 points.
Right.
That's what he's saying.
I completely with you.
But at the same time, is he open? Show me a route where he's open. He's not Devontae separating. He's not a route runner like that. He's a big body guy that is physical. But, is he going to go out there and turn Terrion Arnold around?
No, but with Monday night, and you saw it, I watched the tape, you saw the tape. On Monday night, they were playing predominantly zone, and there were times where he was open, and he just didn't, and Jalen didn't see him. I mean, listen, the zone's never been something that's been a Jalen strength. And then what happens is Patullo's on him for not, don't turn the ball over. And then that hesitation, next thing you know, you're behind the sticks. And they're running give-ups.
Well, the problem is that they could do that a year ago because they had Saquon. But yes. Saquon's not running like that. So now you've got to find other ways to move the football. I'm not discounting what AJ is capable of doing. There's a million ways to get guys open. I mean, if you want to scheme them open, but you want to get him on the run, because that's when he's at his best. I haven't seen him run a shallow cross. I haven't seen it. You could run that play against zone. You just choke it down in the soft spot. He knows all those things, but they have a very limited passing game, and so why?
I know. That's the frustration, is that they have a limited pass game. Now, the question is, why is it so limited? It's not like they don't know that they're everybody sees it. They lead the freaking league in 3 and outs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're not popping runs, and getting first downs, running the ball, which they're not. Then it comes down to, all right, here we are again at 3rd and 6. What are we doing on 3rd and 6? We holding the ball, we waiting for, I mean, I remember, this is kind of silly, but I remember Madden never liked timing routes, option routes, because if something happens to your receiver, the ball can be intercepted.
Right. I fall down. Right.
I played with Randall. Randall had to see the guy open, coming back to him before he would throw the football. He never threw it. Not never. I won't say never. But he wasn't a guy that threw guys open.
Donovan was the same way.
Donovan was the same way. Absolutely. And so he didn't want to turn the ball over. And Jalen doesn't want to turn the ball over. And so you have to kind of live with some of this stuff if that's the way the quarterback wants to play. And nothing is going to deter Jalen from changing. You can have all the press conferences you want about it. They can have all the interviews in front of the locker you want. To me, he's not changing.
Who needs to change is the OC when it comes to, 3rd down. And go chasing points at halftime.
They went through, because honestly, Kellen Moore, they went through a lot of the same thing last year.
I know.
They just had a running game.
I know.
And they, and people forget, but they could have lost to Carolina.
I know.
They could have lost to Jacksonville. Cleveland was beating them. I mean, they end up winning the games and everybody kind of forgets.
No, listen, the playoff games were in jeopardy.
Booed.
Yeah.
They were being booed at home. I mean, Carolina could easily beat them. They were the worst team in football.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Baldy, in the chat, there's been discussion this morning. When you watch the film, does it look like AJ's lost a step to you this year?
Yeah, he doesn't look any faster. I'll say that. That's what I'm saying. Like he's not separating, and you're like, oh, like what you want is even zone becomes man at a certain depth. You match it up. So if you're in cover 3 and you're running a comeback on the outside, or some route combination,
He's coming. The
cover
man's
3,
coming with you.
but like at some point at the top of your route or coming back, like I showed a play 2 weeks ago with Devontae Smith. Like when he came back to the ball and put his foot in the ground and stopped, there was like legitimately 5 yards of separation. 5. Like it was an easy win. Like he does that routinely. I don't see that from AJ.
Yeah, but he's never been that. Devontae's always been that guy.
Well, I mean,
Devontae was
look,
that
there's a
guy
reason
in
why he won the
Alabama.
Heisman. No, it's the reason why he won the Heisman. Like
I mean,
that guy has.
That's who he is. AJ's not that. AJ is. Listen, you throw it up, I'll catch it. Like that's who AJ Brown is.
Well, I mean, that's part of who he is. I mean, but like, his specialty, you go back to like the Pittsburgh game 3 years ago when he first came here. He had 3 touchdown catches against Pittsburgh. There's, you got Minkah Fitzpatrick in the middle of the field. He's just taking the ball right out of the sky.
If you remember that game, because I remember, I just talked about it, and I was talking about it with guys down there. They deployed press man in that game, the Steelers, and everything was in cuts. And AJ just beat his man off the line of scrimmage on an in cut, which I mean, I haven't seen anybody play the Eagles press man all year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of a league-wide trend. I mean, if they want to sit back like Dallas did from the very beginning of the season. You want to sit back and just play like just a shell defense on the back end. The old bromide to that was always to run them out of it.
Right.
Like, okay, that safety is going to be late there. That's what, I mean, Green Bay destroyed the running game with their safeties coming down, and they were unaccounted for.
You're so right.
Doing that,
you're so right.
If you're doing, yeah, no, but I mean, Evan Williams was in the backfield, right? So, and the timing was good. So some of that is, okay, change up the snap count so they're not right, and then make them pay for it. Like hit them deep, like there's going to be the Xavier McKinney is, he's going to the middle of the field, make him pay on the outside with single high coverage.
What are you seeing in the run? You're spot on. Like everything goes back to the run game, right? Because this offense historically has its moments of sputtering. I mean, go back. I mean, they sputter at times. That's what it does. The run game, what are you seeing in the interior? It feels like just the interior between Steen, that Toth was in, right? The interior has been an issue. I don't know. What are you saying?
Well, look, the second run on Monday night, Saquon went for 15. It was the best run all night. And on the play, they blocked both middle and linebackers. They got to it, And so if you don't block the second layer, linebackers and safeties, if you don't block that layer the way they did the rest of the night, then you're going to have limited runs. You're not going to have explosive runs. And so when you look at, Quay Walker and you look at, Edgerrin, Cooper, like the rest of the night, I mean, they just use the big guys to cover themselves up and run and go hit Saquon. And so, you don't get that second layer blocked, however you want to do it, pin and pulls or, toss sweeps or whatever. If you can't get there, then you're going to have a limited running game. And that's what happened.
Is it? I mean, it's not Saquon. I mean, you saw him when he gets the ball out in the flat and he breaks that long one. Like he still has ability. Like what? How do you fix the damn thing? I mean, you weeks ago you were calling for like where's basic toss crack, right?
Yeah.
I still don't get it. I still don't see it.
Well, they don't. I mean, you have it. So one way to deter that particular play is you need a guy that can actually pin the outside defensive end or linebacker on the play. and you have to have, if you don't get that block, the whole play blows up.
Yeah.
But everybody runs it. The Eagles are like, well, that guy's too wide to run that play. All right. Well, I mean, there's formations you can get to where you get to that guy. I mean, I would trust Cameron Latu to make that block every time. He's a great blocker. Like he's really good. They should find ways to get him on the field more. Like that guy knocked Edgerrin Cooper right on his Cooper last week. He's a good player. But but you don't see I don't see any power runs. Like I don't see them pulling, Landon Dickerson and knocking guys, silly and trailing with the tight end or even with Malata, depending on the formation. Like I don't really see them running power this year. I saw them run power in Green Bay last year over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen that much.
All right. Let's go around the league a little bit. It's a great week of football.
This is the greatest weekend of games that I can remember a long time.
Where are you going?
5 games. There's 5 games this weekend that feature teams with winning records. Like I've got one. Tampa and Buffalo, both teams 6-3.
That's a great game.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember years where you get to a week 11 game and there might be one game that features teams with winning records. This week there's 5. Rams, Seattle. I mean, you just go around, Eagles, Detroit. Like this is the greatest weekend of games that we've had all year.
Yeah, I'm excited. Even like Bengals Steelers interest me with Flacco and Rodgers. I mean,
Rodgers looked like ultimate. Who's the worst shot fighter? Because you're a fight guy. We're fight guys. Who's the worst shot fighter that went into the ring? You're like, what the hell is he doing? I mean, what? Like, pick a name that was just done.
Tex Cobb.
All right. Well, I mean, you can find somebody better than Tex. Who was in there? Was Holyfield ever a shot fighter?
No, he didn't. Okay. He was never shot. Hey, listen. Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but at the end, the greatest of the great.
Ali was a shot fighter. He's hanging on the ropes. Like, that's what Aaron Rodgers reminded me of last week. He would do anything to avoid being hit. And he was awful. In fact, Tomlin, somebody said, what do you think of your quarterback, after the game? And I think his response was, you tell me, like you saw what I just saw. You tell me how bad he was. He was terrible.
Meanwhile, the other guy is remarkable. I love watching him throw the football. He stands in the pocket. Like, Joe does not back down of anything, man. He's amazing. He's 4 years old doing this.
No, but what's interesting is, Joe had some, Joe's pretty witty. He's a pretty funny guy. But, we're talking about AJ and issues and whatnot. He goes to Cincinnati, and it's like the second day of practice. And he threw one behind Jamar Chase, and he was nervous. He's like, man, it's like, I missed him. Like, is he going to come back and just give me the business? Like, he was nervous that he missed the throw. And the point is, he's playing with 2 elite players.
Right.
And he doesn't want to be the guy that can't get him the ball. Meanwhile, he's thrown for 450 in a game this year, Like, Joe
500.
Joe doesn't have to worry about Jamar giving him the look like, what are we doing here?
No, they love him. They absolutely. They're such great games. Hey, by the way, watching the Drake last night, I just love watching that kid play.
I remember I did this quarterback collective camp in Indianapolis. Like, I don't know, it was before the pandemic, so maybe 2019, and it was Drake, and it was Caleb, and it was Nussmeier. Like, they were all high school kids. But I remember, like, I went and talked to Drake last week, and I remember sitting all those, like, I set up a film room at this camp, and one by one, in fact, I'm going to release the video probably today or tomorrow, but one by one, these guys would come in, and we was just real casual. Here's Josh Allen defeating cover 3. Here's Mahomes doing this. What do you see? What's the coverage? How do you beat? Just simple stuff, sitting in the film, just shooting a breeze with them. This kid was so sharp, man. He looks exactly the same now as he did in 2019. He still looks like he's in high school, but he is, man. He just got that accuracy thing, man. He can throw the ball through the tire with the best of them.
They're fun, man. I hate to say it. I just think they're
That's 8 in a row now. That's 8 in a
yeah.
row. But
I
they
didn't
went to
think they would beat
Buffalo.
Tampa. The Tampa game was impressive, man. That was a good game. He played really well. He played to throw
He made
to
a throw.
to
He
throw
made a throw
to Kyle
on
Williams.
fourth.
Oh,
What's that?
to throw to
Kyle
Kyle
Williams.
Williams. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, he had a 72-yarder last week for a touchdown, but he made a throw last week. They were down 10-7 with 3 seconds to go in the half, and they're at the 1-yard line. And I'm thinking, all right, Vrabel will just kick the field goal, go in it. He puts the ball in Drake's hands, and he throws his fade to Stephon Diggs in the back of the end
I
zone.
saw it.
It was an unbelievable throw. I mean,
It was a great catch, but the kid
it's
puts
a
the
great
ball.
catch. Great catch. I mean, it's Diggs made, but I mean, that's the point. The point is the coach, Vrabel, has no fear putting the ball in his hands to make a play.
Let me ask you a question off of that series. Do you remember what he did on first down, Vrabel? So
I think it was I think they lost yards.
right. So hear me out. So they have the ball at the goal line, at the 1-yard line, right?
Yes.
First and goal at the 1. There's like a minute and then 20 seconds.
Yeah.
He purposely has Drake go down on first down, gives up the down to run the clock.
Right.
Like it's a Madden
I think
game.
you're right. Yeah.
And I
Didn't want to
remember
score
thinking,
with too much time on the clock.
I was like, you can't, this isn't Madden, man. So I almost think like the fourth down play, he had to get a touchdown because he gave up first down to run clock because he didn't want to give the ball back to Baker. Like, I get what he was thinking, but man, that's ballsy.
Yeah, it is. It is. But you always kind of, here we are, you've played 10 games. So you go back and you go, okay, what are our signature wins? Because there's a lot of, schlock in this league. So, but they went to Buffalo and beat Buffalo. They went to Tampa and beat Tampa. I mean, they've gone on the road. They've won 5 in a row on the road, in this win streak here. 5 on a, that's an accomplishment by itself. But that means they've got a mature team. They're not screwing around. Yeah, you talk to the guys. You talk to Drake, and he's like, man, this is Josh McDaniels, man. Like he's holding us accountable in practice, man. We're not allowed to make mistakes. We're like getting them fixed right there. They're getting coached hard.
I can't believe it's funny because you have the Bills and Chiefs, right? But then you have the Patriots and the Colts, right? Like it's pretty cool, right? In the sense of all those years of Brady and Manning, and now you have Maye and Jones. Like they had their bye this week, so Daniel Jones is back in New York, and he was at the agency, and he loves Bud Light, so it was Bud Light Day at the agency, right? And he was excited because he had all this Bud Light stuff, and it was funny. But like we were talking about the contract he's going to get, like he's going to get paid big dollars, man.
Yeah, I mean, if that's you if you're successful at that position, you're going to get a check. If Seattle had to do it all over again, would they take Geno or would they take Sam? You just go, if you make the mistake, and it looks like they've made a mistake, or if Chip Kelly is the mistake, like the offense is, it's dreadful. They can't execute basic protections right now.
Yeah, it's wild. Where you at? You're at Tampa. That's awesome. You get to see Sean.
Buffalo. The game's in Buffalo.
I'm curious to see what do you think their issue is?
Well, I mean, Devon Achane ran through him like a knife, hot knife through butter last week.
They always lay down in Miami in that spot.
Well, I mean, regardless, Buffalo has owned Miami, with Josh Allen at quarterback.
But in that spot where they go to Miami, they go play sluggish. For the last 5 years, they go down there and they have this sluggish performance. It's a spot, right? Bad team, you get it. But what's their problem on offense? Is it receivers?
Well, James Cook, they didn't run the ball well last week. I give Miami credit. Like their linebackers were not going to get blocked. They went and attacked Jordan Brooks, and The guys, like, they really attacked the line of scrimmage, and James Cook really never got busy. And then, I don't know, like, Josh just looked off. Like, he just looked off. He didn't look like Josh to me. He looked like, I can't wait to see him this weekend and just see, like, what is, is that confidence and that swagger that he usually has, is it there? It didn't look like it was there last week.
All right, brother. The Eagles win Sunday night?
Well, you better score more than 10 points. I mean, that I know. They're not going to win. Like, they better score in the mid-20s to have a chance, because they're not going to shut them down the way they shut Green Bay down.
Yeah.
Hey, Baldy, let me ask you real quick on an entertainment note. HBO just released a trailer for Thanksgiving week. They're coming out with the Super Bowl Shuffle. They're uncovering the story behind the Chicago Bears viral hit. Is that something you will watch?
I would watch that.
Yeah.
I would watch that because I became, both the Fridge and McMahon both came to Philadelphia later in their careers, and I was teammates with both. But I mean, that team, we played them after the Super Bowl in London, first international game when I was in Dallas. And I want to tell you, like, that team it was Buddy, it was Singletary, it was McMahon. They had so much personality on that team. Like, nobody has, well, it's a different era, but nobody had that, Otis Wilson, like just stars everywhere.
Who was the tackle who was out of his mind?
Shane?
No.
Mick Michael?
No. Steve
Mongo?
Steve McMichael.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember playing him one year. Maybe it was either the Super Bowl year or the year before. Like, him and Hampton literally never stopped talking the whole game. The whole game. Like, it was a running commentary the entire game. They were great players, but I go, do you ever get tired of running your jaw? Like, I'm talking to them. Like, do you ever get tired of this stuff? I remember I went out the night before the game, and I shouldn't have done it, but I did. But it's Chicago, and I'm like, I'm a backup. I'm not going to play, and I'm out late. And a bunch of the guys are too. And I get, my right guard goes down like in the first quarter. I go in, NyQuil on my nose. I'm like, so we win the game. Luckily, Dorsett makes a play. And I'm never going out the night before a game again. I'm not going to ever do this. Like, not give myself a chance to be good the next day.
Oh, my God.
I still have nightmares about McMichael, like, freaking beating me here and hitting the quarter.
That's horrible. That had to be the worst feeling. Because first of all, you're loggy, right? You're just not feeling 100%. And then you got to stare at those monsters.
Did you ever do it again?
I never went out the night before a game ever again. No, I was curfew. Okay, fine. I'm ready to play. I'll go out on Monday night. I'll go out on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I'll go out on Thursday night. I'm not going out on Saturday night ever again.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's all. All right. Last thing, corduroy. What's your opinion of corduroy?
I don't own it. I would never own corduroy.
Why? What do you got against corduroy?
Thank you, Baldy.
It's just too heavy. It's too heavy material.
Man. He just hasn't had a pair of nice corduroy pants.
Corduroy slacks.
Yeah.
Like,
they're horrible.
There's no corduroy in my closet.
Pants were the worst.
They're so nice.
Horrible.
No.
Horrible.
I'll wear 10-year-old jeans. 10-year-old jeans with holes in them before I'm putting a pair of corduroys on.
Oh, man.
Yes.
You guys had cheap corduroy.
Baldy.
No. That's a wasted fabric.
Wasted. I agree, brother. Thank you, brother.
Okay. All right.
See you, pal.